What's going on, guys? This is Rich Fireboss Production. Fireboss Production. The election is coming, right? The election is coming. Politics is usually something that I stay out of, right? I usually stay out of it. Now I'm seeing Donald Trump everywhere, Kamala everywhere. Of course, you guys know Biden, right? I believe he got hoisted out without him even wanting to, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on that I see that is good and bad in politics these days. But the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about politics is, of course, a lot of haters on Trump, right? A lot of haters on Kamala. It could be haters on both sides. It could be a lot of people liking one or the other. We don't really know, right? I mean, first of all, I do want to support voting. You guys should get out there and vote, right? Sometimes I don't want to vote, right? Sometimes I said I'm not voting. Then I'm going to be the one complaining, right? So if you guys are complaining and complaining about this and complaining about that, you're not going to get out there and vote. You have no right to complain, right? No right to complain. But that's why I want to make the video about complaining, right? I can go to the grocery store, right? You guys are at your jobs. You're talking back and forth, right? Trying to find the perfect candidate, right? The perfect candidate, the perfect man, the perfect woman, president, right? Of this awesome country, right? The United States of America is actually the best country in the world when it comes to safety, right? When it comes to fairness, when it comes to opportunities and business, right? Business. And that's why I want to make the video is when you're thinking about a good country, and if you ever go to another country, right, and you talk about, okay, is it safe, right? Do they have jobs? Do they have fairness, right? There's no other country with opportunity when it comes to business, right? And that's why I want to write this, excuse me, make this quick video. When you get beyond the BS of the perfect candidate, right? You can pick a candidate on a few criteria, right? When I'm looking at these two candidates that are running for president at this moment, if long as they're not freaking crazy, right? And they're going to concentrate on education. Education is huge. I got children, right? And they're going to concentrate on, hey, the safety of our country, us first, right? And then when it comes to business opportunity, they're allowing us to continue to do business and create jobs for people. I believe that that's a country that will be stable. Then all the other things are not, I'm not saying that is important, but is not something that we should sit there and worry about, right? When it comes to taxes, right? Insurance, those things can be important, but what I'm seeing is as soon as we get excited about a candidate, they'll change the policies and the processes. So one year we're going to have high taxes, one year we're going to get low taxes, one year we're going to have a lot of interest, one year we're going to have, high interest, one year we're going to have low interest, right? One year we're going to have like where they're going to have only 18% of our money goes out of our checks, and then it's 30%, right? It's not really consistent. So as long as the country is safe, we get getting education so our children and our generation keeps growing and there is opportunity. I don't think the other things are as important, because one year you're going to have those things you want, and the next year you're not going to get them, right? So as I'm scrolling along and I see Donald Trump here, and then you go to YouTube and you see so many videos on what people are thinking the perfect candidate is, right? Those three things I keep mentioning about safety, education, right, and opportunity, right, where we are able, if we want to start a business, we're able to, if we want to do something beyond working, in this country that's available in the United States. That's what I'm saying. That when you go to other countries, and I know firsthand, I wasn't born in this country, so that's why I'm saying opportunity has never been better than this country. Opportunity has not. I have not seen opportunity even in Mexico, where my wife is, in Colombia, where I came from, right? Let alone I got some friends in Europe, right? Opportunities are not there. So I believe this is the best country in the world. So if you guys are trying to pick the perfect candidate, oh my gosh, the language, that's usually why I don't open up my social media, right? Or my YouTube or listen to the news, because everybody's trying to pick the perfect candidate, and then later on, they're missing out on what we're supposed to do, right? I don't concentrate on the candidates. You should concentrate on the candidates if they've done those three things. And I think we have a lot of processes in place in our judicial, I can't say the word real good, in the judicial system to protect those things, right? And if you see those things being protected, hey, we have police, we need the police, right? We have education, we got education, right? And do we have things in place for the next generation, right? If I see those things going on, I don't really worry so much about the candidate, right? What I worry about is what can I contribute? And that's what I think people need to think about. And you guys need to think about, what can you contribute, right? Some of these things are out of our control. If you're trying to pick the perfect candidate and get help, I think shame on you, right? Shame on me. I want the president to do all these things, right? We need to do these things. We need to grow together and make these organizations networks for the next generation, for businesses to flourish, right? For hospitals to be stronger, right? We as business entrepreneurs, right? Independent people, we need to be taking care of that as long as the government's allowing us to, right? And not let everything else fall in our place where, oh, I'm not moving, I'm not going to grow anything, I'm not going to make anything because the government is not fair. It's not fair, right? So anyhow, I want to just ramble on a little bit, that I've never seen, right, a year where everybody's complaining so much and so scared on who's going to be in that position as the president, right? The president of the United States is, right, the most popular, the most powerful, most powerful person in the whole world. So it is an important position, right? But it doesn't stop us from growing, right? It doesn't stop us from helping each other. It doesn't help us from supporting each other. And that's what I worry about. That's all I'm concerned about, right? As long as I go out there and try to make income, try to do a side hustle, try to teach people, and they don't stop me, I don't get involved, right? So that's why I don't get involved with politics a lot, because it doesn't affect me on how much money I can make, right? There's so much money in this world. You guys got to go get it. Start self-development on yourself, right? Start educating yourself, getting good, fresh information so your decisions are changed. If you guys are not being successful, it's mainly because you're not putting the right information in your minds, or getting the good information or new information, right? And that's all I worry about, is I keep getting new information, right? It helps me with my decisions, right? And my actions, right? And then my success is there. And that's how I do it. So anyhow, I wanted to ran on a little bit about politics. Is not my main front, but boy, am I seeing the complaining this year, where it's kind of out of our control. And we have to start, what can I do today, right? Who can I network with? What organizations can I be part of to make things better, right? So if you guys are not being successful again, it's because you're not getting new information. You're listening to the crowd, right? So don't be a crowd follower, right? Don't be a crowd follower. So I don't know who you're going to vote for. It is a scary times these days with all sorts of stuff going on in the world. But if we take care of ourselves and our family, things seem to like they work themselves out, right? So it starts with us first. That's what I always say. I'm not going to stop growing. I'm not going to stop trying to help people make income, right? And if the government stops me from that, right, or you from that, then we have a problem. And I think right now we don't have a problem. So we got to stop complaining and making the problems bigger than they are, right? So politics, I would probably never get involved with, but I do watch it. All right, guys, get your back for life. Take care.